G'day, today I'm going to show you how to knock up a quick, easy tofu veg curry. It's full of vegetables, fibre, vitamins, minerals, packs a lot of punch, full of flavour. Not a lot of skill required. Let's get into it. Hey, so today I'm going to make up a quick, easy tofu veg curry. So it's going to have cauliflower, onion, bit of sweet potato, bit of garlic, tomatoes, coconut milk, spices. So I'm going to serve this with lentils, red lentils and rice. So I'm going to just soak these for a little bit, just to help them cook a bit more and break down the phytate content. I'm also going to soak my brown rice a little bit, about half a cup. These will cook separately because they have completely different cooking time, so we'll add the lentils into the bowl, into the saucepan when these are cooking towards the end. So I'm going to chuck in a good dessert spoon of coconut oil and fry off those onions. I'm going to put in a tablespoon of ground coriander. A heaped dessert spoon, which probably equals about a tablespoon. Same with cumin. A teaspoon of ground cinnamon. A teaspoon of paprika. About half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of ginger. And half a teaspoon of turmeric. Give that a good stir. We want to sort of toast off those spices as much as possible. Chuck in our garlic. I'll just turn that flame down to a sort of medium heat. I'm going to add a splash of water to this, just so it continues to fry off, but hasn't reduced down entirely. I'm going to throw in my mushrooms. So I'm going to throw in my tofu so it gets a good coating with all those spices before I put any other liquids in there. I'm also going to chuck in a bit of salt. So now that that tofu's had a chance to soak up some of those spices and flavour, I'm going to chuck in coconut milk. Tinned tomatoes. And then I'm going to put in the rest of my veggies. It looks like there's not enough liquid, but by the time these veggies all cook down, they let off a decent amount of liquid, so it will be more than enough in the end. While I'm waiting for that to come to the boil, I'm just going to pop a lid on it to get it there faster. So I'm going to put that rice in, which was about half a cup. So I'm just letting that rice fry off just a little bit while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil to put in the rest of the water. It'll just give it a bit more flavour and a bit more nuttiness once it's toasted off a bit. Right, so I'm just going to chuck in a cup and a half of water, just over a cup and a half. And now that that's at a boil, I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. So it's just on a sort of a low simmer. And then I'm going to pop a lid on it. And that'll take about 35 minutes. But after about 27 minutes, I'm going to chuck the lentils in there as well. So that curry is slowly heating up. I'm also going to chuck in a handful of sultanas to give it a bit of sweetness. And a handful of peanuts. So that curry's been cooking for about 20-25 minutes now, and I've just checked that sweet potato and it's cooked. So I'm just going to turn that off and just leave it sitting on the hob, and it'll just sit and wait for that rice. That rice is coming along nicely, and then soon I'm going to chuck the red lentils in there. So that rice has been on for about 27 minutes. So that's leaves 7 minutes to cook the lentils, which is how long they take. So I'm just going to pop those in and chuck a little bit more water in. I'm just going to eyeball it because they're going to absorb whatever water's there, and if I have to strain some off at the end, so be it. So that's another 7 minutes gone for the rice and the lentils. So that should both basically be cooked right now. I'm just going to turn the heat off, the hobs, and I'm just going to let that sit aside, and that will just cook through. So I'm going to give that another couple of minutes to sit there. So this one is done, and now I'm just going to adjust the seasoning. I'm going to put in a heaped dessert spoon of yeast flakes, nutritional yeast flakes. And that's just going to give it a bit more flavour. And a squeeze of half a lemon. Give it a taste. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, so let's plate up. And you can just see that all of those vegetables have really soaked up all that spice. So I'm just going to finish that off with another handful of peanuts and a bit of coriander from the garden. There you go, enjoy.